Hi, my name is author Charles Mwewa, and I'm the author of this book, Zambia Struggles of My People. Zambia Struggles of My People. Now, in the past few episodes that I've discussed Zambia, I reached a stage where we start seeing the agitation of some Africans into formation of some sort of organized voice. We ended at the formation of the first Zambian Ankh. Now, today, I want to draw a little bit back and substantiate the views that led to these movements with theory. Now, I want to appeal to every one of you listening to me that theory always precedes practice. Now, at some stage, I'll be speaking about the theory that led European countries, major European countries, to acquire colonies in Africa. And those theories, the same theories, were responsible also for grabbing lands that were for the Africans. Now, I also tell you about some theories that were instrumental in leading to independence. But for the aggressions that were happening in Africa to be diffused into some sort of organized African voice, there were plenty of theories. Now, it's understood that Africans at that time were not very good at writing things in English, but there were nevertheless voices across the world that gave impetus to the theorem of freedom. And that started to ring bell in most Africans, including those that would make the nation of Zambia. I'll start first with this illustrious quotation from a Catholic landowner of Hungary. He orates and he says, "Who are to the nation which rises no protest when its rights are outraged? It contributes to its own slavery by its silence. The nation which submits to injustice and oppression without protest is doomed." End of quote. Now, as you can see there is an assumption and even a presumption that nations must seek for liberty or to enhance themselves as an organized people. No one in the world should legitimately silence the voice of agitation when it is a protest towards self-affairs of governance or even self-actualization as a nation. In Zambia, there were various voices, and we trace the first voices to a group of people who went to Malawi, which is current Malawi. It used to be called Nyasa land at that time. And let's trace it back to a school or a mission school, which was called Livingstonia Mission Institute. This institute was one of the earliest to begin to add African students to its registry. And the political of Zambian organization did not start from Zambia. It started from Malawi. Now, most of you have heard of the story that the first president of Zambia's father was not a Zambian. He was a Malawian. And in some political discourse, there's a lot of some unknowns and some people's ignorance that they try at some point. I remember in 1996 when then President Frederick Chiluba wanted to defranchise or prevent Kenneth Kaunda from standing as president because allegedly his father came from Malawi. But it's men like them, like the former president Chiluba, who knew no history of how Zambia got organized, who could argue that Malawi is not an indispensable part of Zambia's political formation and agitation. Livingstonia Mission was the first platform that gave a few Zambians the opportunity to begin to dream their own country. That's why you see even the first president of Zambia himself was a son of one of those agitators and thinkers from Malawi, like David Kaunda. Now, the Livingstonia Church mission had a greatest deal of impact on Zambia, because at that school, students were allowed to form quasi-political agendas and propagandas and even organizations. And as they studied whatever materials they had at the time, they began to believe that it was possible to take this idea of a free country back to Northern Rhodesia. Northern Rhodesia, by 1912, 1910, had no notion of becoming a nation. Remember, by the 1900s, 1910s, 1912s, Northern Rhodesia was a company state. All that Rhodes was interested in was to occupy the land for his own mineral wealth. Now, we'll build in the next talk how the Livingstonia Mission Institute became the panacea for Zambia's healing towards national independence. Thank you.